want the full Saturday party.
Yo, welcome to the AMF Show.
Tell everybody want the full Saturday party.
On Bars and Hoops Radio.
Tell everybody want the full Saturday party.
Yo, every Thursday night, without a doubt.
Tell everybody want the full Saturday party.
With our special guests, so check us out. Peace, everybody. Welcome to the AMF Show. I'm one of your hosts, Big Ra, one half of the Almighty Force Brothers. I'm here with my man,
Kev Young.
All right, and we have the coach, the GM for the Globetrotters. We have the scout for the Knicks. He said he was gonna come back, and he's back in the building. Introduce yourself again, my brother.
Well, I didn't change my name, so it's still James. It's still James Ryans, from the south side of Jamaica.
Yeah, and my apology. You know, I had put the fly out with James Ryan when it was James Ryans, and when shout out to Devon when he fixed it for me. I said, "Damn, James Ryan didn't even look right." You know what I'm saying? The name that didn't even look right as the name. You know, but you know we gonna continue because you said you was gonna come back. And you said you were going to come back and we were going to start with discussing the Globetrotters, you know, and, you know, shout out to Sam Worthen, Joe Hammond, you know, they couldn't make it, but shout out to them. Maybe we could get them up here the next time, you know, we'll work on that. Okay. So, the National Organization for the National Ovarian Cancer Coalition, they had to walk this past Saturday. Thank you to all the people that came out and walked, you know, with all the other people and my daughter to support my daughter. Shout out to all the people that made donations on behalf of my daughter that couldn't make it. You know, it was a great event. It was nice weather. You know, it was a nice walk. So we really appreciated all the support there. The last day for the D-League registration is going to be Saturday. So the last day for the D-League registration will be Saturday, middle school 226. You know, bring your kids up there, sign them up. You know, it'll be a good experience for them. All y'all that know high school ballers and any high school ballers, if you're checking it out, come Saturday, come up to middle school 226. It's going to be an open run. All right, it's going to be middle school, but the main attraction is going to be all you high schoolers. We going from freshmen up to seniors. They're going to be coming through to do the open run. All right. So, Mr. James Ryan, last time you was here, we said we was going to start off because we didn't even get a chance to talk about all the great work that you did with the Harlem Globetrotters. Well, you know, so now how did that come about?
Well, Raheem, the time went so fast. We said we were going to be here for an hour. It seemed like 30 minutes, you know?
Yeah, it did. It always, when it's interesting, it's always fast.
Yeah, when you're having fun, you know, and you're enjoying what you do, you know, the clock just runs. You know? But Harlem Globetrotters was something, it was something that I won't say fortunate, but I will say I was lucky to do, because I say lucky because it was something that was a good experience, you know. You know, we travel all over the world,
right?
And plenty of times, you know. And in the 4 years almost that I was there, you know, you go around the world all the time, and you know, you see everything, what things that you read about. The pictures you see in your geography books, you get a chance to see it in person,
right?
You know, and sometimes we're not able to correlate just by looking in a book about how close one city is to another when you read about it and you see it. But when you get there, you know, you go and you find out that Barcelona is right in the southern part of Spain and all that, you know. So it was just nice.
Yeah.
You know?
So like I be seeing they still have the Globetrotters coming on I think it's NBC. They still have them coming on. So from the time that you was with them, I'm just trying to like like did any of the like who were the Globetrotter players during that time? Because I remember that you had some guys from Long Island, but you had guys and people from all over.
Yes,
there was doing that with you.
Well, yes, there was some what some people would call remnants of the old Globetrotters that were left at the time. Remnants. That's what they would call each other. Now remember, Globetrotters. It's hard to be a Globetrotter if you're sensitive, you know. So when someone call you a name, and you take it in jest and you take it in stride, you know. So they're going to give you a name, you know.
Yeah.
So when I say remnants, I mean Kev, I mean that they were some of the guys that had been there from before, like Lou Dunbar particularly, you know. He was still there as a coach, you know. And in fact, Lou just recently, I think I'm not sure if he's there this year. This is the 100th year for the Harlem Globetrotters.
For the Harlem Globetrotters. And I remember as a kid, you know, with Meadow Lock Lemon, Curly Neal, and a lot of them guys, they were really like established basketball players, right? A lot of them, even I heard that Wilt Chamberlain played with the Globetrotters. Shout out to Eric Wilcox in the building. All right, IS8. IS8. Peace, Jessica. Peace, Tisha ate a lot. All right. How y'all doing tonight? All right. Y'all gotta, I know I said it before, but we are rushing through everything. You gotta check out the Tisha ate a lot Red Cup Affair. It comes on every Sunday night on Facebook from 9 to 11. I know you don't be messing with it, but if you're on Facebook from 9 to 11, the Tisha ate a lot Red Cup Affair every Sunday night on
Balls and Hoops Radio.
Yeah, so you got to check it out. Yeah, I'll be on it, like, because it's like Tiny. He's the host. You know, they be playing slow music. It's a good. You know, they be having like contests, men versus women. See who could pick. It's a fun time. If you tune in, you go. I got it. F you. You know what I'm saying? Move that shit. Move that chair, Tiny. You know?
Better than him say it than Kev. Say it harder, you know?
Yeah, man. But yeah. So
check it out.
You know, check it out, Cox. So back to the Globetrotters, right?
Yeah. Well, Lou Dunbar, when I came on, Lou Dunbar was still there. In fact, and I think he may be there this year again. I'm not sure. I do know that this is their 100th year.
Okay.
And so they're doing their 100th anniversary tour.
Okay.
And so I still stay in touch with two of the coaches and a few of the players that I was able to put on the team when I was there. And they're still there.
Okay.
So they're still moving.
And they, you know, what people don't know about the Globetrotters, like they are legitimate ball players.
Yes, they were. They just had a flair for the surreal and the surreal, right. You know. But they are, they could play, you know. In fact, they played against one of the what is now the NBA.
Right.
The Globetrotters played against them in a big game back in the late 20s or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I understand that was something to do. And somewhere to be, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. But they had real players.
Okay.
They had real players. Like you mentioned, as you mentioned, Wilt Chamberlain played after he left college at Kansas, at the University of Kansas. Before he played in the NBA, he played with the Globetrotters, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. And for a while, the Globetrotters, even as more recent than that, they had players that were playing. They used to go around and play exhibition games against Division I colleges.
Okay.
It wasn't entertainment basketball. It was basketball, you know.
Okay.
It was that knock them down and drag them out, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know, we had a lot of people on, and when we have a lot of people that came on, you know, we always came to the discussion. Even when Wilcox came with his man Buster, you know, we had the conversation about best coaches.
I didn't say nothing about
it. we had a conversation about best coaches.
This is the GM right here.
Yeah. But you know, because people was going, is getting good players do that determine as you being a good coach, right? But when you came last time and you told me like the strategies that you had to use and having players go in all different areas, you know, that's strategy. Yeah. That ain't just you know, GM. That was like, you know, because you knew who could win. And at the end of the summer, most of the time you was in most of the championships.
Yeah. Well, the thing is,
it can be a little offensive too when you go to get sent to the weakest damn game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Well, I gotta say something. He was the master. He knew who couldn't play with who.
Yeah.
So that's what the genius was with him.
Yeah.
Like he knew this guy couldn't play with that guy, or he would need somebody strong here, and then you know what I mean? He knew how to play all that.
You're balanced.
I'm gonna send Ernest and them to Roberto Clemente.
Yeah.
And then at 2:00, I need y'all all here.
And that game should be over by 3:00.
Yeah, it became a match. It became a match.
But that's strategy, though.
Well, yes,
that's strategy.
It was some strategy involved in it. But you know, it's inevitable that when you're playing sports, you're competing against other people, and all the time, everyone, and all these are young men playing against each other and coaching against each other, and young men tend to have their hormone levels a little high all the time, and they wear their chest, wear their whole life right in front of their chest. Nicely. Yeah, and so no one wants to lose, and everybody want to be considered as the best, you know. Right. And so now, when you win games, people don't just lose the game and then say that you're better than them. Right. Know? And you beat them 10 times in a row, and they, you know. But like I said when I was here, I don't compete with other people. I compete with myself. You know, I always have, and I judge me. I don't judge other people, and I don't let anybody else judge me.
Right.
So who I am and what I am is what I feel that I am.
Right.
And not necessarily what anybody else thinks.
Right.
You know, so people are gonna have their own opinions anyway.
Right.
You know, and they're not gonna be the same opinion that you do. They're gonna share it themselves from the then.
I tell you what benefited me though when we played, James, was we riding in the car together, and you would warn me, "Yo, Cat, you gotta guard this motherfucker. He does this shit here, and he does this shit here." Yo, so I went in the game knowing what he was gonna do. It helped me out a lot, yo. It's funny, but it helped me out a lot.
That's called scouting.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things, by the way, Eric, Kevin, Raheem, and Tiny, that most teams didn't do. They didn't pay attention to what other people were doing when they were playing. You know, they just stand there like the guy just going out there and just running up and down the court.
Right.
But that's the way.
Kind of like what they do today.
And that's not what it really was. If you don't know that Howard Hudson is going to drive to the basket hard every time, every play, then you know you're at a disadvantage when you play against him because that's what he's going to do.
That person goes to Reed's speech.
Yes.
But that was it.
No diss to a tournament. No diss to a tournament.
No diss to the tournament. It's just what it is. And then say you play up in Rucker Park, if you don't pay attention to the way Joe Hammond shoots the ball from, Joe Hammond didn't shoot the ball from straight on. You know, he wasn't a net shooter. He was a backboard shooter. Right. You let him get an angle, and he's going to shoot it off the backboard and make it 5 out of 5 times. You know, but if you force him away from an angle and make him shoot straight on, and he and I talk about that to this day.
Okay,
you know?
I was looking forward. To him coming because I remember as a kid, I only really saw him play once.
That was enough.
And he came to Ajax, right? And they had a bunch of big men on the baseline. First of all, he wasn't that big, you know. And one of the first things he did was drove baseline into where all these giants was at and dunked it on him like a hood. And I'm like, yo, this guy don't even look like he can play like that. And then he just lightened them up. He just hit him. I was like, damn. But you know, I had heard of him. You know, but I was a little kid, right? I had heard of him, but I just couldn't believe. Like I was like, you know, I was saying to myself, how this guy didn't get into pros. You know what I mean? Like he was just like that good.
Yeah.
You know?
So Joe was he definitely was his own man on the court and off, and he thought for himself. He didn't have anyone in his family to give him a lot of maybe leadership or whatever guidance as far as professional life aspirations, you know.
Right.
But making it, you said you couldn't believe as good as he wasn't in the pros. Well, I can tell you that, and you already know more, but I can add to it that a lot of people didn't get a chance to make the NBA, the NFL, the Major League Baseball, and all that.
Right.
A lot of that had to do with civil rights that were denied us.
Right.
And then other times, in the case of a Joe Hammond, it may not have been so much the civil rights thing as it is. He just didn't get a chance to, wasn't in position to play again at a higher level. You know, whether it was his decision or not.
Right.
You know, he didn't get a chance. You know.
Right.
And that happened in more times than not.
Okay.
So that it wasn't. The talent was there.
The talent was there, definitely.
But the talent's not enough.
Right.
And
they said he got you. They said he had got drafted by the Lakers.
Well, the Lakers tried to sign him before the draft.
Okay.
And when he's here, he'll tell you the whole.
Right.
He has no problem talking about it. He has no problem talking about it. He would have been drafted, but the Lakers were trying to get him before the draft.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a slick move or something.
Yeah.
They don't give nobody else a shot at him.
Right. They're trying to sign him as a free agent before the draft.
Right.
Which.
And then Sam, he was going to come, but Sam, when I went to your tournament over there in Flushing High School, nice tournament. I ain't stayed to see to the end of the game with South Shore and the Miz team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, who ended up winning that game?
South Shore won.
South Shore won.
Yeah, they won the game. It turned out to be a good game at the end.
Okay.
Amir Skyriders came back. They came back and in the end of the third quarter and the beginning of the fourth quarter, they put on a nice surge.
Okay.
They played with a little bit more gumph, as we would say.
Okay.
And they seemed like they wasn't as afraid at first as they were doing the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
They came on, man. It was a good game.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then you had the legend game, you know, with them dudes from Brooklyn, the Dollar Bill and all of those guys. You know? That was nice. You know?
Well, when we have our high school games prime time, what we do, and the championship game, the championship day, as I call it, we have more than just the high school game.
Okay.
We add other things around it. And that way you get community people to come, you know, because parents are coming to watch the little kids play.
Mm-hmm.
The wives and girlfriends are coming to watch the older guys play.
Mm-hmm.
And so the high school game is the championship game, but it's an afterthought sometimes, you know? So now they have to play hard and play well in order to get the fans to recognize that that's why they came.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
So you know, back to the coaching part, right? Because we was going because we had a lot of people coming on. So what do you think about like throughout the city, throughout like street ball? All right, because some people said that they didn't really look at you like as a street ball coach. Yeah. You know, I mean, some, but you know, you were, you know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean,
you weren't a street ball coach.
You know, they was going, but I guess because then you was affiliated with the Knicks and then you was affiliated with the Globetrotters. I don't understand why.
Yeah.
You know, because you were doing it way longer than I knew until you came in, you know?
Well, you see, the first street ball coach.
Yeah, you see, well, one of the first. I think that Jim Couch, who happens to be one of the few, or maybe the only coach out here in the communities that happens to be a little older than me.
Okay.
But he's not coaching it anymore.
Okay.
Sometimes he have a team, but other people may do it.
Right.
But he's been a big force in the community basketball even before I was. You know? And then let's face it, people we talked about when I was here a couple of weeks ago, Rap and all of them from Brooklyn, and they were out here too. You know.
Okay.
Now what happened is, I was fortunate to move a little higher than the street ball level,
right?
And so therefore that's why I don't get associated with that level strictly as a street ball person.
Right.
But that's where I came from.
Right.
You know, from IS8 and Ajax Park and Lincoln Park, and Liberty Park, and the YMCA and everywhere else. You know.
Right.
And besides, let's all remember, basketball is basketball. There's only so many ways you can play basketball.
Right.
There's only so many ways you can actually play football, although it's 11 people instead of 5 on a team. But there's only so many things you can do to change the way the game is played.
Right.
But then you have the media. The media tries to differentiate and make it seem as though if you're NBA or you're Division I college,
right,
you're different or so-called better than a Joe Hammond or Kevin Young that didn't get into the NBA.
Right.
But now those NBA players who played against Joe Hammond and definitely against Kevin Young, they'll tell you different.
Right.
You see?
Right.
But the media, but let's remember that professional sports is not sports anymore.
Right.
It's just a commercial event.
Right.
They have to make money.
Right.
And that's what they do. They market pro sports now, professional sports, to make money.
Right.
These teams are worth billions of dollars in value.
Right.
And so the media is part of that. You see? And let's face it, let's remember that one of the best players of all time, LeBron James, in my opinion, right now is he's one of the better players of all time. We gotta go. You have to go, Kevin. You look at the amount of years.
In the building.
you look at
I'm
the
looking
amount of
at
years.
a weak league.
Okay. Now you're looking at a weak league. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. See, and it's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
Because they're going to keep commercializing the sport. Let's face it. How do you
say
why,
it, Cox? Say it.
Why and how? Why and how do you bring somebody to the LA Lakers and put them over LeBron? A guy that plays no defense, drinks cases of beer every day, and everything else probably. But it's known the things that he does. Never in shape. And meanwhile, other guy who has taken care of his body and personified what a professional athlete should be for over 20 years in the face of the whole world, and you just play somebody and tell me you gonna mark. Come on, man.
Yeah, I didn't look at it that way.
Yeah,
but that's the way it is.
But I remember when he went to the Lakers. When Luka went to the Lakers, I remember you said
I told
they're gonna get knocked out in the first round of the playoff. That's what he said. As soon as he went there, he was like, "Yo, they gonna get knocked out." Yeah. And then he said, "He don't play no F&D.
Luka don't play no D.
He don't play no D.
He doesn't even try."
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. If he made a effort, like fake it, now you can. Not that we would like the move that they're making, but the fact that they're doing it without him and trying, and then the owner of the team in Dallas said that I wasn't going to pay him no money like that. He doesn't deserve that. You know, he said it, but yet they tried to blame it. The media and everyone tried to blame it on the general manager.
Right.
General managers don't make trades without the owners approving of it.
That's not that big a trade.
Oh, yes. Someone of a name like that. You know, but I know for a fact they don't do that. So, and the owner said it was his decision. The general manager didn't go bonkers about not doing it, but it wasn't him. It wasn't him. Right. But they wanted to put it off on someone else.
Right.
And they couldn't say
James, somebody want me to ask you about Teddy Jones.
Yeah.
He used to coach the Courtsmen at Rutgers, 70s and 80s. Jim Bostic, Stan Wright, Mike Linden, Lowe's Moore, John.
And Jimmy Wright, you know, and Charlie Chris. I don't know whoever it is that is talking to
Mike Burns.
Mike Barnes.
Yeah,
I know. Yes, of course.
Excuse me.
Of course. Yeah. Teddy Jones, whose son, by the way, played. Well, you didn't go to New York Tech, but he played with Pete Edwards at New York Tech. Ted Jones' son. Ted had the Courtsman, and he he ran that what's it called? It was not a street ball team. You wouldn't associate, at least people may not associate with him as a street ball coach,
right?
Because he didn't go to clubs and he didn't party, he didn't hang out, you know.
Right.
So, but yet his team played in all of the same leagues that everybody else played in, just like we had to. There's only so many places to play, right? And but Teddy he ran his team as an organization. Okay. Not just like a party thing, you know.
Yeah.
And Jim Bostic played with him. Carl Winfrey, like you said, Charlie Chris. When we used to play against, when we played against the Courtsman, Charlie Chris would get 50 points on us. We win the game.
Okay.
But he get 50 points, and then he ended up making the Atlanta Hawks, and he stayed on the NBA. Definitely, in fact, he still lives in Atlanta.
Okay.
He's from Mount Vernon and White Plains, up that area.
Okay.
He and Jim Bostic and all of them. Yeah.
I got a question.
Sure.
Now the first time I saw Joe Hammond, I was like 11, and I went to the Rucker by myself on the train.
Oh shit!
You laugh.
You took a chance.
Yes, I did. Yeah. I got tired of hearing about this guy.
I gotta
Ab
go
was
see
telling
him.
us all these other people. So I went up there, and y'all was playing. Matter of fact, this is when I knew he was large. And I didn't even know him that long, but y'all had, I think it was Andre McCarter. That was Fez Academy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say they had everybody. They had the guy from St. John's, what's the one? Kid Williams, the guy in the back.
Kevin
No,
Williams.
the other one. This one I'm talking about in the early 70s.
Yeah. Kevin Williams.
What was the other guy? Glenn Williams.
Oh, Glenn Williams. Glenn Williams. Yes, he was with us.
Yeah, Andre McCarter. I'm telling you, they had everybody. And I was looking, I said, oh, James is coaching this team? I thought it was just the Roadrunners. And I was like, just like what you said, when I first saw Joe Hammond on the layup line, this dude was doing every dunk. I couldn't believe it. I said, nobody told me about all this dunking.
Yeah. Well, when I saw him, he was dunking on people.
He was on the layup line. I couldn't believe he was tapping the backboard and all this crazy stuff. I couldn't believe it.
And if he's 6'2", he's 6'5".
Was Charlie Chris nicer than Calvin Burton?
Well, when you make comparisons of players, and when you say nicer, we're talking about was his overall bag, his overall game better than Calvin Bruton. Mm-hmm. Charlie was a little bit tougher than Calvin Bruton.
Bigger too.
No, he wasn't bigger, Cox.
I'm talking about he was.
Mike Barnes, you can call in.
He was.
You can call in.
But yeah,
all these damn questions. Call in. There go the number.
Mike, call in.
Yeah, but Charlie Chris could stop on a dime. He could be dribbling real fast, 100 miles an hour, and then stop. And the defender got to keep backing up, and he go right up in it and go right into a shooting motion. He was quicker than quick, you know, and had real good shooting range. He did not just a mid-level shot, but he was a long distance shooter also. Now, but he was only about 5'8". If he was 5'10",
he was 5'10".
Somebody was giving him a couple of inches. He was 5'8", height wise and width. You know,
he looked like a football player when I first saw him.
He had toughness about it. You know, not that Kevin Bruton wasn't tough in some ways or whatever, but he didn't play that way.
Right.
He didn't play that way.
Right.
Yeah. But Rudin Tootin, Kevin Bruton could put it on you though. He could put it on you. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, he could put it on
you. You see him in person, you really have more respect for him because he's a really little guy, really small. You'd be like, wow, this guy was killing everybody. You never saw him play, right?
Nah, I didn't see him play.
He could put it up.
I have no idea who y'all talking about.
He was from Springfield Gardens or Laurelton or
Springfield.
Springfield.
Because he was a football player too. A lot of people won't. They'll tell you he was the best football player they ever had over there. And they had a lot of good players over there.
But Calvin Bruton actually deserved to be on the San Antonio Spurs.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
That player cut.
Yeah. Calvin Bruton actually made that team, but they didn't have room for him. You know.
Who was on the team at the time?
That was George Gervin.
That was George Gervin, Mike Glenn.
Yeah, there's not enough basketball.
Mike Glenn.
Silas.
Yeah, James Silas. That was
George Gervin. You just didn't have enough basketball.
Yeah, I think Otis Gilmore was on that team.
I don't know why this was on that one. He was on Kentucky at the time. Kentucky Crown.
He came later.
NBA.
So Gervin came.
He was on the Bulls then.
Oh, really?
He was on the Bulls then. Yeah.
Oh, so that was in the 80s.
With Sam Worthen, yeah.
That's what I was looking forward to Sam Worthen coming too because I didn't know he played for the Jazz.
Yeah,
I didn't know he played with the Jazz.
New Orleans. Before New Orleans,
right?
Before they moved to Salt Lake City.
Yeah, was that the team? Was Pistols Pete still on the team during that time? Do you remember?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
But the Bulls team, like them dudes like Orlando Woolridge and them guys like that was on that team, right?
Yeah, and he had Ronnie Lester. Ronnie Lester.
That was before Mike.
Oh, that was before Mike.
Yeah.
Sam Worthen came out of college in 1980.
Right.
I think. I remember.
Right.
Yeah. So he out of Marquette.
Yeah.
And he got drafted by the Bulls. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But they had a good team though.
Yeah.
But getting back to Calvin Bruden actually made the team, but he just didn't have room for him. So he went to Australia, and the rest is history. And he just rewrote the history books down in Australia.
Still coaching down there too.
Yeah,
so he went there and made it home. Something like how Marbury did China.
Well, yes, in a different way, but yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. In a different way. Marbury went to China after all of the NBA glory. After that, Calvin didn't get a chance to be an NBA legend, so to speak.
Almost like, right?
Yeah. Well, James Carter, when he left and went to Puerto Rico, he had gotten released by the Detroit Pistons.
Oh, see, I didn't even know True was. Made it to the Pistons.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even know that. I didn't know that.
He was there. They didn't keep him, and then he went to Puerto Rico and he rewrote the books down there.
Because the Olympic team, but most of them Olympic players got a shot somewhere, right?
Yes. Well, he made the Olympic team, the national team for Puerto Rico.
Right.
But after he made the team in the league, in Superior League it's called. He made the team and did so well that when they were selecting players to play on the national team for the Olympics, in fact, they played against the Dream Team.
I remember that.
And True was on that team. He was out in Baisley Park and Ajax and all that.
Yeah. I remember that feeling when I heard he left. I was like, "Where the fuck True go, yo? That was my man.
He went to get that money. He went to get that gold.
Yeah. I was upset. I ain't gonna lie. True, you listening? I was upset about that shit, yo.
We're trying to get True up there here. True, he lived with
Orlando, Florida. Orlando now, yes. And his brother
Shy
went down there.
Well, his brother BJ is in Tampa, Florida.
Okay.
And his sister, she's in Orlando also.
Okay.
Went through it. He has a nice job down there, and he's training basketball players and everything, and he loves it.
Okay.
The climate is good.
Yeah, I'm happy for him, but damn, we had a hell of a summer, man. One summer, yo.
Yeah.
True was in the backcourt. He was throwing me the ball.
I think that might have been Jamaica Park. Was that league you talking about?
Yeah, it was Jamaica. It was Brooklyn, Gershwin. We was having a ball, man.
He was everywhere, That's when basketball was beloved by young men. They love playing the game. Now it seems that this new generation, it's all about me, my,
my numbers. Let me get my stats up.
My footage.
Yeah,
that's
right.
All. Yeah, they don't love the game.
Right.
And it shows. But then there's also there can be something said about how they are treated by this commercialization of the game too, though. Because there's no way in the world Westbrook shouldn't be on an NBA team.
Well, he didn't get picked up again.
No, he ain't
They
on no
didn't
team.
pick him up. Nobody picked him up.
I don't think so.
So that's what that dude Stephen A was talking
The
about.
Knicks need to pick him up. Then.
Yeah, if I was there, come on.
See, but you got a lot of I won't use the word garbage or remnant
Remnant. That's gonna be the new one, yo. What's up, Remnant? Not legend, but Remnant.
But you know, but there's really no common sense or any other kind of sense for him not to be on an NBA team.
I didn't even realize he wasn't on the team.
Well, because when you turn on it, what used to be when you turn on an NBA game, all 12 players on the team they deserve to be in the league.
Right.
Now, when you turn on the game and you're watching, you got 4 guys on the end of the bench that never play, and they get nice salaries, and the team sends them out to marketing events.
Okay.
To keep these corporations buying these season tickets and paying for sponsorships of all these signs that go up on the walls.
Oh, okay.
You know?
So you know that because
that's what it does. That's what it does. Yeah, that's what it does.
Yeah.
And the NCAA Division I colleges do the same thing.
Okay.
You got guys in the NCAA Division I and Division II. You have to graduate a certain amount of players, a certain percentage of your players. They have to get degrees, or you get suspended and can't. I'm good. Or you'll get suspended, right?
Okay.
And you can't play in the NCAA playoffs. So, if they're going to have 12 players on the team every year, and over a 4-year period, now they got to graduate a certain amount of players. So they're going to have 5 or 6 guys on the end of the bench waving a flag and waving a towel and cheering, you know, and they get a degree from a Villanova or a Georgetown or a Stanford or a Harvard or a St. John's, you know, and
now they get paid, right?
Well, yes, now they got NILs too.
Now they get paid because I hear that they be making like good money with this, and I ain't trying to count nobody's money. You know what I'm saying?
But it's a fact. Yeah, it's a fact, and it's overdue.
Yeah,
it's overdue.
Extra year, some of them.
Well, now the
extra 2 years.
Yeah.
Look. How
6 years now.
How many times? Yep, you could play
6 years.
You could play in college 6 years because they don't even count junior college no more as eligibility. Whereas when we was playing, if you play 2 years in junior college, you only could play
2 more years at a Division II.
You know?
So how much money are they making in college?
They give them. Well, it's whatever you can negotiate.
Right.
Millions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So all right, let's say they're good.
But like St. John's.
This is probably taken away from the NBA too. Because you already rich. What do you give a damn?
Yeah.
Well, you would think that. You would think that, and of course, the human thing would think that. You know, if a person has millions of dollars, why would they?
Yeah, the hunger's taken away.
Exactly, and that in the long run, that will probably take effect like that. But as right now, it's so new that it hasn't happened yet.
Right.
You know, but it's crazy money. But let's remember that you had these coaches, allegedly coaches,
making all this damn
making all
money.
this millions
Don't know
of dollars.
what the hell they doing.
Exactly right. And the coaches had control of the players. They could do them like what the same thing that Donald Trump is trying to do to the rest of us as populations. Want to control it. We're not we're not doing that. But they had control of you because you couldn't transfer to another school
now
and
you
play.
Can transfer.
Yeah, drop of a
you
dime.
had to sit out after that.
You had to sit out. If you transferred,
Now
you had to sit out.
Now
you could play for one team this year
and then go immediately to the other school and play.
Yeah.
Right. And you can go to the next year. You can play in another school.
But that's the way it should be.
Hey, DJ Sean, peace, my brother.
Yeah, but that's the way it should be.
All right. Charlotte, North Carolina in the building.
Freedom of movement is something that we all need and want, you know, and that has been taken away from athletes. But now let's remember again, when you go deeper into it, only the revenue sports will be in control like that.
Right.
Football, basketball. They weren't doing it. Baseball and track and volleyball and badminton and fencing and all of that, you know, and golf and swimming and golf and all that.
Right.
You know, I mean, when you look at how many Division I and Division II full scholarships are offered in all those other sports, and the schools make no money on them, but yet they support them all of them. But those sports were getting their monies from football revenue and from basketball revenue. Who plays major basketball and major football in college.
Right.
Black people.
African Americans. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So meanwhile, you can't even go out and buy a ham. You can't go out and buy a ham sandwich.
Right.
But yet you're taking care of other people.
Yeah.
And those same students are getting the same opportunities that you are, and they're getting a degree from that school and everything, and never provided $100 worth of tickets, sold $100 worth of tickets.
Bands in a lot of these schools get scholarships.
Well, yeah, band members, not just band members. Yeah. Yes, band members. There's just cheerleaders. All of them getting paid. Yeah.
And that's a competition in itself.
And look at these schools, because I was at St. John's for years as a student, and I didn't see a black cheerleader until I got out of school. You know,
right.
And they're still like that. Now they don't have one sitting there. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, that's ridiculous. But so the players are getting money. They should have been getting money even when I was in school. People never paid a dime. No one paid any money.
Getting money, but if they was found out they was getting money, then they'd be in trouble, right?
Yeah.
Right. So they might have been getting money, but they couldn't show, because I remember Walter Berry. I mean, he had top down, you know what I'm saying? Like brand new. I think it was a big
house up there by the school.
You know?
She was renting a house up there.
She rented a house, but it wasn't up right by the school, but it was a little north of Hillside, though. Yeah,
I remember. I used to hang out with him.
So I had put a picture up. I had put a picture up, and one of he said Neil Anthony Edwards, who we had on here, because he's an artist and everything now. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, that was my coach. You know? Yeah. So I was like, I know you coach him.
When did you coach him? He's much younger than us, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a little bit younger, you know.
No, but don't say it like that.
I say he's a little bit younger.
Neil Anthony Edwards used to play for York.
I know.
He's like 6'10".
You should know.
Yeah.
He became a correction officer.
Oh, see, I ain't
6'10". Yeah, he became a correction officer. But I had him in the USBL with me for a little while.
Okay.
You know?
I didn't know he played there for you.
Yeah, he didn't play much.
Okay.
But he played. You know,
right.
And
he made it to the Clippers.
Yeah. But see, there's always deals that can be made. You know, when you're talking about money, Kevin Young. When you're talking about money, you know, you find a way that you get him. And if you want him, you got to take him. That kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
You know? That's all. All right. But deals are made. That's why they call them agents. They represent you. You know.
All right. All right.
But so too many people have gotten paid in sports that didn't deserve it.
Okay.
Just on a handshake and everything. Okay. And then another person who should have gotten a chance to play didn't.
Right.
Who that, me?
Well, when you talk about talent, let's face when we used to prime time, I was with the Knicks, so I used to take our guys up there to play against.
You were in the ISA a couple of times, right?
Yeah. And then we went up there to play against the Knicks 5-on-5, you know. And of course, when we get up to the Knicks facility, Anthony Mason had played with us the day before at West 4th Street, but when we go to the Knicks facility, he got to play against us. So he was just as dogmatic against us as he was with us. He knocking Speedy out the air and all this kind of stuff. He didn't change. He didn't change.
Stories.
No.
But how was that?
That didn't change his color.
Like when you was doing your job with the Knicks, right? So how was that? Like, because those are some personalities, man, between Mason and Oakley and Ewing.
Oakley,
you know what I'm saying?
Charles Oakley is a tough human being, mentally and definitely physical. He's just a tough person. He has no backup in him. I mean, he just has none. And so you try to avoid getting into a conflict with him. But he's strong. He lift weights every day. He's a real nice person.
Okay.
But he's not the one to fuck with.
I hear you. I hear you.
He's that.
You know.
He's and if you watched him play last summer on that 3-on-3, and he walks into the game at age 50 something, he walk out there trying to hurt people. You know.
He played last year.
Yeah. Not this summer. Last summer.
I didn't know he played.
Well, I watched him. I was in the hospital laying on my bed and watching him. He walked out there. He was. That's how he is, you know.
Okay.
And if you go to Cleveland, Ohio, everybody out there will tell you that's how he is, you know. But he doesn't say anything. He just does it. He don't talk. He just does it.
Yeah. I heard some stories about.
Yeah, man. He punked a lot of people out in the NBA, man. You know.
Man.
I
saw him slap a few people.
He was real with his, man.
Yeah, I saw. I was like, yo, and then they didn't want to mess with him. That was
yo, man, you got my money.
Yeah, that's true. Right, that's a true story. Though,
yeah.
You got my money.
You got my money.
He would loan people. He would loan other players money and everything, and then when they
if you ain't got my money, I'm gonna slap you.
He's not playing, man.
He went over there and slapped the shit out of him.
Right in the line room.
Somebody was messing with the same girl or something like that. He was like, "Yo, don't call her no more."
Before the game, he walked to the other end of the court.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
The guy McGinnis from the Clippers special.
Jay said, "I don't know."
I don't know.
That means you know.
So was you with the Knicks with Xavier McDaniel was there? You were there with them? It's like, man, because that was my brother that came off as being crazy. Yeah. I'm just like
he was just a tough guy.
Yeah,
but from Columbia, South Carolina. And he was just a tough guy.
Corn-fed.
He was just a tough guy. He's another one that strong for no reason.
Okay.
He told us that Scottie Pippen didn't want no parts of him. He told us that.
Oh, he told y'all that.
Me and Pete was laughing. He talked to us for about an hour.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't really have to say it. You can see it. You know what I'm saying? Mike had to step in between.
Dominique was soft. He told us a lot of guys were soft. He said Dominique. He said when you hit him, you wasn't gonna see him the rest of the game.
Oh damn!
He said about Dominique.
Yeah. He said all them high flyers. He said. You knock him out the air a couple times. He said, "That's it."
but then what happens is, but then what happens is, but the referees would protect them, though.
Yeah.
So they were
people came to see them, man.
Yeah. And the league was.
The league was tougher then.
Yeah.
To what Cat is saying.
But New York City basketball, from the time that I first came to New York, has, of course, it's changed a lot. But New York City was a tough place to be.
Right.
When they say if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Yeah. That's the way it was back in those days.
Right.
I don't see that being the case anymore.
Right.
There's no more of that. That culture is gone.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Because first of all, like we said a little while ago, I don't think the players actually love the game anymore. Yeah. They do it as because it's something to do.
Right. So you don't think that like when I look at the Thunder now, right? Like they come off to me like old school players. Like their team, the way they play, like everybody just play hard. Mm-hmm. Them and Indiana. That's probably why both of those teams made the championship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be, I don't think Indiana can make it back there, but with their trade, with their big man going to Milwaukee, I think. Yeah.
Well, it's money. It's money, Wilcox. If the team. Well, I'm saying the team.
I was surprised though. I was surprised he left.
And it happened right after the season ended the next day.
Yeah, but then they was trying to trade him and openly trying to trade him for all the time. Okay. And
he definitely showed up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He showed up against the Knicks, and he showed up. Yeah. Against the Thunder,
Turner from Indiana,
the Pacers.
Oh yeah.
When I first saw him, he was in high school in Texas. He was in the AAU tournaments and stuff. Skinny and all that. Talented but goofy.
Don't want to bang. Nobody bangs no more.
No.
He wasn't no banger, Kev.
I wasn't a center.
He developed. Hey, Michael Jordan wasn't a center either. But he banged.
You know,
he banged.
To jump over everybody.
Yeah,
so
you don't have to bang when you
when
jump
I
over
heard
people.
about the Knicks coming to IS8, man, I was working at the bank and I had to do overtime. It was mandatory. Man, I was so pissed because I wanted a piece of John Starks. I hated that motherfucker. I wanted a piece of him so bad, man.
Oh,
Starks was an undersized two guard.
Yeah.
He was athletic,
Yeah.
right? And so he made up for that a little bit. But then you have to be with the right coach. When I say the right coach, a coach who's going to let you play despite your size or any little things that you don't have.
Right.
See, he wasn't 6'5" and all of that.
Right.
He could jump, but he was erratic in his play and in his performance.
Mm-hmm.
But he always gave a lot of heart. He played hard, right? So he had to be with the right coach to give him a chance to play. Let's face it, Anthony Mason had to get a chance to play because he wasn't your what you call prototypical NBA power forward.
Right.
He was nowhere near 6'9" that they listed him at.
He's like a power shooting forward.
He shoot
point. Point
but
power forward.
he was a tough guy.
But he made the All-Star team.
Yeah,
He made
eventually.
the All-Star team when he went to Charlotte, right?
Miami.
Oh, he went to Miami.
Yeah, he got on his 1 year with the Miami Heat. He was on the All-Star team.
Okay.
Is the story true that Mason threw some glass at John Starks on the airplane because John Starks was kissing Riley's ass?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, you know that shit. You told me.
Had a non-disclosure.
Well, I heard Mace threw a drink at Starks because Starks was sitting next to Pat Riley on the plane kissing his ass.
Right. He may have thrown some at him, but
Say.
I say he may have. I don't know. But if it wasn't because of that though. It was something else.
Okay.
And we can talk about it when this is over.
Him shooting.
He said as soon as this
Him
is
shooting 2 for 40 that game or something like that.
Against Houston.
And Orlando Blackman sitting on the
Houston
team.
Rockets. Against the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, I remember
But that wasn't John Starks' fault, because when I say fault, he didn't keep himself in the game.
Right. Yeah.
The coach has to do that.
Yeah.
So if Mason was pissed, like most people in New York were,
Maybe he was throwing it at Riley.
That's what happened.
John Starks.
But Starks though, he put an effort out there every time.
Yeah,
And
I give him that.
Yeah, he practiced hard, he played hard, and he still works with the Knicks.
Oh yeah.
And
he got his. I see. He have his car dealership over there by
Queens
Boulevard, by Hillside.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I see.
He has another one now.
That's
too.
a good.
There's
That's
another one now
good.
too.
Right? Yeah.
There's another one now too.
Yeah, that's good. That's
So,
good.
Good
to see. Good to see that he did that.
Well, he's
So
a
do you
fan
think-
favorite. Yeah.
So do you think that because when they were looking for a new coach, I don't know why in a way like I was kind of like thinking that they were gonna give Ewan a shot. You know, he was like
Maybe Mark
like a
before
college.
him, I would have thought.
Mark, Mark Ewan, like Mike Brown. You know, he might be a good coach. Like he the only coach I saw get fired after 6 games.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, but should he have gotten fired? After 6
I don't
games?
know.
Yeah,
He
there you
was with
go.
the Lakers.
But see, like we said a little while earlier, NBA is commercial now.
Right.
It's a commercial entity. It's not a sports entity anymore.
Right.
You have owners who are all Republicans, billionaires. They don't even know who's on the team.
Yeah.
And they don't know about no
Just
basketball.
those 2 stars they got there.
And you ask one owner of any of the NBA teams, if you can get them here on this podcast and ask them what kind of offense do they run,
Right. Couldn't tell.
what defensive traps and strategies do they have to slow people down on the other team?
Right.
They look at you like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? They don't know. And some of the head coaches don't know either.
Yeah.
Damn.
I believe that.
Some of the head coaches don't know either. Last winter, when the few games I did watch on the NBA, they were having people up sitting on the sideline, standing there coaching, so-called coaching NBA teams. They can't even speak English.
Nah.
They got just as many coaches as they have players on NBA.
Yeah, I noticed that.
See some of the guys sitting behind the bench.
Yeah.
About 4 of them on the bench. You're like, wow, how many coaches these guys need?
Yeah.
And why isn't Donald Trump trying going to these games and deporting some of these guys?
Yeah.
They don't have any citizenship.
Yeah. Hey.
They don't have no visa.
You know that,
right? He can start in his own house deporting people.
Donald Trump will not come in here with 5 of us in here. Because he know there's going to be some resistance.
Oh, my God.
Bullies, especially fake bullies. They don't come around.
They know who to try.
And even the ice guys ain't coming either because they just as fake as he is.
Yeah.
And I know, and we know each other personally. You know, man, come on, man.
They ran him out of Brooklyn. Right? Yeah. I was trying to get somebody. Some Haitians like, get the fuck out of here.
Man, we ain't taking that dumb shit.
Yo, I was cheering when I saw that video, man. I was like, wow.
They fake.
So he's switching up and sending them to Portland.
Yeah. Where he gonna find the least resistance. Yeah. You know, that's what
I got a feeling Portland gonna show his ass something though.
Yeah.
They wasn't playing that last time when George Floyd got killed. They shut that damn city down, man. They surrounded the precincts.
I didn't know it was that bad out there.
Well,
not bad, but they like you said, they stood up.
They reacted to it because these are real civic-minded people.
Yeah.
When I say civic-minded, I say that in the thought pattern of where they're gonna stand up for themselves and they're not gonna back down. You know, they don't give if you got a gun on them, so what? You got to shoot it. You know,
got a gun too.
Exactly. They're civic-minded people and strong-minded. That's all. Having been there a few times, you know, and when they get drunk, they're even more civic-minded.
Wow.
But the world is what it is. The world is what it is. It's all fucked up. It's all fucked up right now, you know?
And, right.
And we just got to live in it.
Yeah.
You know, and we don't have to like it.
But again, you know, we got 4 minutes left. So again, you know, still don't seem like we had enough time. So we got to have you come back again, James.
You know what we might do? We might just write down some questions and then just read the question. We answer it like we're in class or something.
All right.
That might be the only way to get
all the coaches here.
Yeah. But you know, I know Bus wanted to come.
Yeah, I know, James in the same room.
We'll sit Buster over there.
Well, Buster is a talkative individual.
Yeah,
we all know
all
that.
of y'all are.
He'll
tell you, we used to have to wait. If you rode with them, you had to wait about an hour after the game.
After the game, James over there talking.
Sid was a talker. Sid, that was our guy. Sid was a talker.
Real nice
good coaches were talkers.
Yeah.
You heard that, Buster?
Well, you know what they was doing? They used to do like that was like their recruiting tool.
After the game.
Yeah. Because sometimes I remember James, he hooked me up and he said, Sid, you can have Cox today.
But tomorrow he got to come back. We had rules that some people made and other people broke them. You know, that's what rules are for, to be broken. You know, because they're made by a man, so a man can break them. You know, that's all.
But next time we're gonna talk about that Pro-Am League during the '90s when we went to California. And
thank you, Tisha.
Harlem and stuff like that. No, we didn't talk about that. That was my time.
And those were good. Though.
Yeah.
Those were good.
I had a ball with that team,
the experience of going to Los Angeles and all over California,
Kev, the best parts of those, all of that used to be after the game. You know that.
I don't know. I don't know.
Sometimes we rush to beat them just to get to the goddamn. Hurry the fuck up. They lost, ref. Call the game.
We got somewhere to go.
We up 30. Why you running the clock?
We got somewhere to go. Why you taking a timeout for? You know, we got to go. We got to make
a 30-point shot.
We got somewhere to go. But a prime time actually became, instead of a basketball team, primetime actually became a way of life.
Okay.
You know, we we knew we felt so strongly that we were going to win every game, and we pretty much did. And so we were looking at where we're going to go after the game. And we let the fans know where we're going. So when we get there, they waiting for us. You know?
And you still stay in touch with your primetime players now?
Oh yes.
A lot of times we walked into the court and we won before we even touched the ball because the other team was like,
and that's true. And in their city, and in their gym, and some of us was loud enough to say, "We'll come to your living room and get you in your bedroom. We don't care where they
we get rid of bus. All right."
That was like ice back then, huh?
And then once in a while, someone actually would throw a punch. And in 2000, which was 25 years ago, when we were in Venice Beach, and there's one little guy from Phoenix threw a punch at Pete Edwards. And it took an hour and a half to stop it. You know? Pete still would be beating this guy's ass if we didn't and MC,
tell me about that.
MC Boo was out there with us on that trip.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Pete had no problem beating the guy. He was 1-2 but Boo just went vernacular and he just took over the fight. You know?
Yeah. So again, thanks again, James, for coming. We're gonna have you come back, like Kev was saying, to discuss like the program and you know some of the players,
some of the particulars and all that. Yeah. And we can do that. In fact, I look forward to it.
History is so big. You got to have a documentary.
We gotta have to have. But I already extended the offer for James Ryans to come every month.
He's documentary.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
you know, and that's and like you're always welcome.
Well, thank you. And
you know what I'm saying?
Thank you, and I do accept that.
Okay.
Once a month. Boo Harvey will be here a week.
Yeah, Boo Harvey is coming next week. Yeah. We're gonna have Boo Harvey.
And Vernon Moore told me a few hours ago to let Kevin Young know that he's so sorry he couldn't come here this evening, but he wants to. He's gonna come. He's coming. Right. So you know, now if Wilcox can do his magic, you know, and get Pete Edwards to come,
get Pete to come. That'll be dope. But look, thank you everybody for tuning in. You know, love y'all. Peace.
Get it.
Wanna thank y'all for tuning in. Love y'all, tune in again. Like Steels be saying, tell a friend to tell a friend to tune in to the Legend Edition. I'm singing for playing most supreme right here. 6 feet still can beat the whole damn dream team. With power, I devour any man in my way.